I remember I walked into a gym when I was 18. 3 years later, I was one of the best in the world. I was a world silver medalist, an Olympic gold medalist, been to the European Games, won the ABAs. You can never underestimate anyone. You can never underestimate anyone because there's new talent coming out of nowhere from all places, and he's a new emerging talent, and I've got to take him very serious.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. The countdown is nearly over, with just days remaining before Jake Paul and Anthony Joshua step into the ring for the showdown capturing the world's attention. Two fighters from very different paths now meet at the same destination. Jake Paul stands as the disruptive force rewriting boxing's rules, while Anthony Joshua, the former heavyweight king, is determined to reclaim his throne. Both men know what's at stake, and in these final days, their training intensity has reached an extraordinary level. Most importantly, pressure becomes the third opponent as fight night draws near. For Jake Paul, this is more than just another major event. It's an opportunity to start a new chapter that might turn him from a celebrity fighter into a serious contender for the title. And he is aware that the stakes have never been greater. As a past champion and international celebrity, Anthony Joshua faces a different kind of pressure. Failing now would not only damage his record, but also cast doubt on his future. Legacy is at stake.
Going away from home is not what anyone wants, but it's what's got to be done. This is what it takes.
And that pressure is exactly what fuels the intensity of their training. While Jake's camp approaches every moment as an opportunity to shock the world, Joshua treats every moment like a battle for redemption. Each party is aware of the significance of this conflict. Both sides are aware that a single night might change the course of two careers in diametrically opposed ways, with one rising to unanticipated success, and the other battling to preserve all that has been earned. Every moment of their preparation is motivated by the weight of opportunity. As we are now in the most grueling part of preparation, every repetition, punch, and defensive read has a specific goal. The sessions are shorter but sharper, and the drills are fewer but significantly more intense. Fast-paced combinations, rapid motions, and a sense of urgency that indicates he's attempting to bridge the gap between experience and ambition characterize Jake Paul's nearly chaotic training intensity. Every single day, his preoccupation with showing he belongs at this level intensifies. On the other side, Joshua's training is colder and more measured, yet every bit as intense. Years of championship bouts have taught him exactly what it takes to be ready when the world is watching. His attention remains on accuracy, a more controlled performance, a tighter guard, and crisper footwork. As fight night draws near, he practices like a guy who knows he cannot afford to make a single mistake, relying on control, experience, and deliberate repetition to hone every action. Furthermore, in these final days, the attention is on refining what currently exists rather than creating anything new. Jake's squad pushes him through high-pressure situations, including abrupt offensive bursts, quick defensive reactions, and simulated late-round tiredness as part of his controlled chaos training. Whether he has to withstand deep seas or erupt early, they want him prepared for any scenario. He is constantly reminded that he is up against a much larger and more seasoned opponent. Joshua's team takes a different approach, focusing on total total refinement. Every element, clean transitions, disciplined counters, and steady conditioning is designed to ensure he can maintain power and focus through all rounds. In addition to managing Jake's aggression, they also want to regulate the fight's tempo. As fight night draws near, Joshua is focused on honing every aspect of his last days, including every move, perspective, and punch choice.
Don't throw unless you're ready. If not, upper body movement and feinting, come. Chin down and get the jab working as much as you can, all right?
Okay.
When it's there, hooking off it, right hands follow it, short left hooks, head and body. No leaning, all right?
Yeah.
Keep your head off that line today and a better defense. Okay, steady. Okay.
Moreover, physical training is only part of the equation. In these final days, the mind becomes the true battleground. Jake Paul enters camp with supreme self-belief, accustomed to being doubted and using that as fuel to defy expectations. Mentally, he thrives on proving people wrong. Visualization, planning discussions, and late-night film study are all part of these days. He wants to enter the ring because he views himself as the future rather than the outsider and is prepared to take advantage of the situation.
Who has more pressure on them going into this fight?
100% Anthony. Yeah, 1000%. This is something that's gonna weigh on him, right? Like, because of what you said, I'm going in there, I can fight free. If he starts getting touched up and losing rounds, I think the cookie will crumble.
On the other hand, Joshua's mental preparation follows a distinct route, molded by years of championship pressure, triumphs, failures, and successes. He understands what it's like to be the leader of a country and what it's like to fail. The objective he has in these few days is to reclaim that championship vibe. His staff gives him confidence, experience, and poise by reminding him that he has defeated tougher opponents, wiser contenders, and bigger hitters every time.
8 rounds is here nor there because it's the same. The minute the first bell goes, it's just as dangerous as the 12th round. Do you know what I mean? So I've got to just stay focused and switched on for the duration of the fight. So it doesn't really matter how long it goes for. I've just got to be switched on for as long as it lasts.
Overall, what each man stands to gain or lose is what makes this battle so compelling. For Jake Paul, it's an opportunity to quiet all of his detractors and shatter barriers that no one believed he could overcome. A triumph over Anthony Joshua would be the pinnacle of his career, a step towards real contender status, and evidence that the risk was worthwhile, because history could be made with a single blow. He is practicing harder than ever. However, for Anthony Joshua, this fight carries a different weight. As the division's champion and spokesperson, he has had misgivings that get louder with every failure. His legacy would be shaken, doubts would be raised, and his career might change if he lost now. His preparation is extremely thorough and serious because of this. He comprehends that winning is crucial for his reputation as well as his pride. Further delving into training camps, Jake's pads and mitt sessions are fast-paced and unpredictable, built around controlled chaos. His coach constantly changes angles, speeds, and combinations, forcing him to react instantly. Every drill is dominated by explosive punches, quick footwork, and abrupt defensive changes. The primary goals are to increase reflexes under duress, mimic the unpredictability of fight night, and boost self-assurance in responding to unforeseen circumstances. Every session pushes Jake outside of his comfort zone by emphasizing aggression, quickness, and originality. His mitt training, in contrast to standard drills, simulates the unpredictability of a real fight, preparing him to bridge the gap between ambition and experience in the ring. However, Joshua's mitt and pad sessions are precise, methodical, and technically focused. With a focus on precise punches, smooth transitions, and defensive positioning, every combo is performed with discipline. His trainers make sure every movement is effective and efficient by emphasizing rhythm, timing, and muscle memory. Every punch is planned for maximum effect, guards are tight, and footwork is deliberate. Joshua's mitt work strengthens his strengths and polishes his weaknesses, in contrast to Jake's disorganized approach. He learns controlled strength and consistency in every session, which equips him to control the fight's tempo, remain composed, and execute strategy flawlessly against any opponent.
Long jab. There you go. There you go. Beautiful. Pop that long one too. Finish up. One more. One more. Beautiful. Good. That's what we've got to bring him on to. Nobody can take them. Who can take them? Nobody. Yeah. That's it. Beautiful. Good. Set him up again with that feint. Breathing. Breathing. Feinting. That's it. Nice and calm. Beautiful. We go with that 1-2 again. There you go. Beautiful. As long as you do the timing.
Additionally, the aggressive, dynamic style of Paul's sparring is intended to push boundaries. To mimic the unpredictability of a genuine battle, he takes on opponents of different sizes and fighting styles. Quick offensive bursts, reactive defense, and maintaining energy under exhaustion are emphasized. He gains confidence in his ability to deal with bigger, more seasoned opponents and learns how to adjust in the middle of a fight. Sparring also simulates high-stress situations, compelling Jake to respond on impulse. Even when he makes mistakes, he learns from them and improves his timing, distance, and ability to make decisions under pressure. His instincts are honed, and his competitive edge is sharpened with every round, which is a physical and mental test.
Bring your right foot up a little bit, Jake. There you go. Good jab, baby. Good jab. Keep working. You're in shape. You're working. Keep working. Shot, no, not one.
On the other hand, Anthony's sparring is controlled, disciplined, and strategically focused. He prioritizes rhythm, distance management, and tactical execution, ensuring each movement aligns with his fight plan. Opponents are chosen to simulate real threats while allowing Joshua to practice counters, maintain defensive structure, and enforce pacing. Precision and consistency take priority over raw aggression. Sparring develops endurance, timing, and composure under pressure, reinforcing confidence in his ability to control exchanges. Every round is a rehearsal in strategy, positioning, and calculated offense. Unlike Jake's instinct-driven sessions, Joshua's sparring emphasizes mastery of fundamentals, preparation for specific scenarios, and the ability to dictate the fight from start to finish.
Hands in position, Josh. Ready to block. That's it. That's better. That's nice. Nice. Keep it simple. A little bit of pressure. Bend, counter. One shot will do. Don't go season. Stay on your back foot. That's it. On your back foot. Just stay there. Get used to that pressure, Josh. That's it. That's nice. Stay on your back foot though. Don't go season on it. Okay, change over. You're on your back foot now, Josh. Let them go. Come on.
Moreover, in an interview, Andrew Tate also shared his thoughts on this potential matchup and admitted that he planned to criticize Jake Paul for fighting older, smaller, or retired opponents. However, he said he can no longer make those arguments now that Paul is stepping in against an active world-class champion like Anthony Joshua. Tate expressed full respect for Jake, calling the decision brave and a sign of real self-belief. He added that he wishes both men a great fight and hopes they leave the ring healthy and unharmed.
I was going to say that, look, I'm first time back in a few years, influencer boxing, and I'm not fighting someone older than me. I'm not fighting someone smaller than me. I'm not fighting someone retired. I'm fighting an active champion. That's what a real man does. And that was going to be a dig at Jake Paul for fighting older people or smaller people. But now he's fighting AJ. Fair. So complete respect. huge respect to Jake Paul. I have nothing bad to say about Jake. Everything I was going to say, I can no longer say. So fair play to him. He's a brave man. He believes in himself. And I wish him and AJ a fantastic fight, and I hope they both come out without injury and without any problems and without any health issues.
Continuing this point, Atlas analyzes Jake Paul's strategic advantages and redefines victory in the fight against Anthony Joshua. Atlas highlights Paul's smart choices and questions AJ's current motivation and mindset, asking if he is still the fighter he once was. He suggests that a win for Paul doesn't need to be a knockout. Simply using movement and surprising AJ over the 8 rounds could be considered a victory in his terms.
Paul hasn't made too many mistakes. He's been pretty damn smart. I'm not saying he's the fighter that Joshua is, but I don't know if Joshua's the fighter that Joshua was. I don't know if his mind is right. And how do we define winning? Does he have, it's only 8 rounds, by the way. How about if he runs around, does a track meet, bop, bop, boop, 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 you know? He's got a pretty good right hand. Sneaks in a right hand once in a while with Joshua standing there maybe, you know, for a minute, second. He moves around, keeps Joshua off balance. And what if he does that? It's not going to be, you know, pretty, but it could get him to the finish line. And again, how do we define a win? Do we define it the same way as Jake Paul might define it?
On the other hand, Tony Bellew was very sure of Joshua winning this clash. He acknowledged that Jake had made progress in his career. He did stress, though, that a professional fighter and someone who decides to pursue boxing as a second career are always different. He continued that Joshua is a terrific fighter who is adept at handling a variety of combat techniques. Bellew believes that when Jake receives Joshua's opening blow in the ring, he realizes what boxing is all about.
It's insane. It's madness, but no one can knock Josh because it's just madness. I can't get my head around it, mate. I just don't believe he is going to be in the ring facing Josh with 10-ounce gloves on. When he touches him for the first time with a pair of 10-ounce gloves on, he's going to get the fright.
In addition, like Tony, Frank Martin also stated that while advancements are positive and demonstrate progress, perfection is necessary for some situations. It seems like a great fight between Jake and AJ, but it won't be fascinating unless Jake demonstrates some heart and resiliency. Else, Joshua will finish the fight quickly. He added that Jake's boxing career will advance towards legitimacy if he manages to overcome this barrier, which is extremely difficult for him. In general, he predicted that both boxers would perform well for the audience.
I consider Jake now, you know, I wouldn't consider him like a YouTube fighter no more. You know, I feel like he put in the time, he gotten better throughout like all his fights, like he done got better throughout all those fights, you know. But it's still like when you fighting like fighters who actually like done it for like their life, their whole life, it's a little different. You know, if that fight happened, it'll be a good money fight. It'll be a good money fight. But that's a tough task for, you know what I'm saying, Jake going to get that big ass heavyweight AJ. You know, I know AJ personally, you know, so that's a tough task, and that motherfucker could punch.
In short, the boxing community is filled with enthusiasm as the days get shorter. The excitement on fight night is increased with each forecast and training video. Fans are waiting to see if their predictions will come true, since it's the kind of contest where nearly everyone has made a prediction. Because of his recent modifications and the confidence he has displayed in previous fights, Jake's supporters are optimistic that he will prevail. Joshua's advocates, however, contend that a YouTuber cannot overcome an experienced boxer and think that nothing will prevent Joshua from deciding decisively defeating Jake on December 19th. In general, boxing fans demand an amazing, exciting, and fiercely competitive battle. Now, in the end, it's your turn to share your thoughts. Let us know who you think will win. Will Jake Paul be the one raising his hand, or will Joshua secure another strong victory? Drop your predictions in the comment section below because your opinions matter just as much as anyone else's. And don't forget to like and subscribe, as your support truly means a lot to us. It motivates us to keep working hard and bring you every important boxing update. So stay tuned to this channel for the latest news, insights, and coverage from the boxing world.